In this video, we'll be taking a look at some instances where cops decided to mess with incredibly smart citizens and got owned instead. Let's dive right in. A man was just standing on a sidewalk with his camera, talking to people and, exercising his First Amendment right, when a very aggressive cop named James Parisi approached him and decided to harass him for no particular reason. The man was trying to explain to Officer Parisi that he wasn't doing anything illegal and that he was just exercising his First Amendment right. But the cop just wouldn't let it go. He introduced himself to the man and thought that it somehow meant that the man had to do the same. But the man was too smart to fall for that, and he didn't want to give the officer his name nor his ID. That didn't sit well with Officer Parisi, who became rather hostile, telling the man to stop blowing in his face. He also revealed that some people were complaining about him. Then he asked him to leave, and the man told him that he was going to leave in a couple of minutes.
Illegal. Yeah, I don't think that he should be violating my First Amendment right to be on the sidewalk and talk to people. Because right now you're kind of in my way while I'm trying to talk to people, expressing my First Amendment right, So that's why I have this camera here, because it might become a legal matter. Okay? You're asking me my name?
I am, yeah.
Okay, can I ask you why you want to know my name?
You gonna give me your name or not?
Well,
My name's Officer James Parisi with the Quincy Police Department. What is your name, sir?
That's good to know, sir.
Yeah, what is your name?
Well, I don't think that by law I have to identify myself. I'm on the sidewalk minding my own business and there's no laws being broken.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna tell you this. We have complaints about you harassing people.
It's a false charge, sir.
I'm just telling you why I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Okay, we have complaints about you.
Yeah.
Don't blow in my face like that.
No, I was just blowing the camera.
Okay, well, it went right in my face. Don't do that.
Sorry.
I'm not disrespecting you. Don't disrespect me.
Sorry.
It would be much appreciated by all if you left and took your message somewhere else.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll
Bye.
be leaving in a matter of a couple minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
After pointing out that the security guard who was standing nearby never identified himself, the man told the officer that he was going to need the names of people who complained about him because if there were going to be charges against him, he wanted to be able to defend himself. He also told the cop that he had a camera with him just in case this situation turned into a legal matter. But the cop just stood there and ignored all that, hoping that the man would just leave instead of giving him a hard time. He certainly didn't expect to run into an educated citizen. After quite a bit of the silent treatment, the cop told, or rather showed, some teenagers that were in front of him that they had to leave the area. But the man told them not to listen to the cop, explaining to them that they had every right to stand on the public sidewalk. The cop pointed out that it might be considered loitering, but the man shut him off completely, telling the teenagers that they were protected under the First Amendment. He also told them that they could file a lawsuit and potentially get a lot of money if the police were harassing them. What a guy.
He never identified himself.
Anything that rises to the level of disturbing the peace?
All I heard was what the calls about the students, so just get protect the students. We'll hang out until the time.
Yeah, and if there's going to be a charge against me, I need to have the names of the students because it's going to be a legal matter and I have a right to defend myself from false charges. You can't just file charges against me and not have any plaintiffs or witnesses or anything like that. That's just, that's illegal. I don't think that he should be violating my First Amendment right to be on the sidewalk and talk to people. Because right now you're kind of in my way while I'm trying to talk to people, expressing my First Amendment right, So that's why I have this camera here, because it might become a legal matter. Okay? So I don't want to see you violate the law either, because the city can be sued for a lot of money. You talk to my lawyer. Have a nice day.
You too. Take off, guys.
No, guys, don't take off. Stay here. Don't listen to him. You have a right to be on the sidewalk.
Yeah, stop loitering.
No. The Constitution says that you have a First Amendment right to be on the public sidewalk. The Constitution is meant to protect you from the police from doing just that. That's what the Constitution is for. The Constitution is your right. You have a right to be on the sidewalk. Don't be lied to by the police. They lie to me all the time and try to intimidate me. Just ignore them. They can't arrest you. If they arrest you, that's a false arrest. You can sue them for a lot of money.
While he was telling them that, another cop approached him and asked him what he was doing, to which the man replied that he was educating people about the Constitution and civil rights. When asked once again to give them his name, the man refused and told them that they needed a warrant for that and added that he was just minding his own business, something they should try. He also called them out for obstructing his First Amendment right. When the man was complaining about Officer Parisi telling him to get lost, the officer denied ever saying that. The man then said that he didn't want to file lawsuits against them, and the second cop actually thanked him for being a team player.
I'm educating people about the Constitution, about civil rights.
What's your name?
I'm not going to give you my name because I'm minding my own business. You need a warrant to get my name. You can't just barge into people's house and search them and intimidate them and interrogate them. And the same thing with the sidewalk too. You know, I'm just minding my own business, talking to people, and I don't see why the government should come by and like try to stop me from my First Amendment rights. Right now, you're obstructing my First Amendment rights. You know?
Why am I doing that, sir? You tell me.
Because I'm trying to talk to people, and you're telling me to get lost and get off the sidewalk.
You can say get lost.
Nobody said that once. I think you did. I can rewind the footage over
I would
here.
love for you to do that because I never said that.
Okay. Okay. You want to see what he said?
I don't care what he said, sir. I wasn't here.
Okay.
Anyway, what's the name, kid?
Anyway, I don't want to make a lawsuit out of it because.
That's great. Thanks for being a team player. Appreciate it.
The man was trying to show the passerby his sign, but the cops were trying even harder to block the view. He then went on to educate some teenagers, telling them to always have their cameras with them just in case the cops were trying to harass them for standing on a public sidewalk. Then he continued to show people his sign, and the cops continued to do their best to prevent that. The man called them out for that, asking them why they were obstructing his First Amendment right to talk to people, and one of the cops then started talking about the city ordinance. The man was very confused by this and asked the cop to elaborate. The cop explained that the city ordinance prohibited all the public gatherings of more than 4 people. That made the man even more confused, saying that it was the most absurd thing he had ever heard, and added that it sounded very unconstitutional, to which the cop just told him, "Welcome to the city of Quincy." The way that he said that made it sound like he didn't like that either, but it is what it is.
Hi kids, how you doing today? Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? I don't think you should be trying to stand in the way of blocking my sign.
Public sidewalk, sir.
Public sidewalk. We have just as much right to be in as you do.
So what you're saying is on the government's dole, you're blocking me from my First Amendment and you're harassing me. Is that what you're doing?
I'm standing right here, sir. During the day.
The First Amendment is to protect people, citizens, from the government. That's what it's for. Hey guys, you know what this is? This is how they do the procedure. The doctor rips the arms and the legs off the baby. The clinics, they don't tell you this this information. If they did, if they told you this, they're breaking the law. They have to tell you by law because it's major medical surgery and they don't tell you. Hi sir, how you doing today? You know what this is? Hi mister, how you doing today? You know what this is? Hey guys, how you doing today?
Okay. Don't stand behind my back.
No, sorry. Hey guys, what you need to know is always have a camera with you, and if the cops try to take you off the sidewalk, you can sue them for a lot of money. Okay? So don't be intimidated by the police. Okay? You have a legal right to be on the sidewalk and talk to people. Hi man, how you doing today? Do you know what this is?
Let's just keep going there. Let's just keep going.
This is how they do the procedure. So you shouldn't be telling them I'm trying to talk to people. I don't know why you're obstructing my First Amendment right to talk to people.
That's not your right, sir. You can speak all you want.
Why are you telling people to not talk to me? That's
not you can just tell people to keep moving, sir.
Why? She has the right to be on the sidewalk.
And it's the city ordinance, sir.
What's the city ordinance?
City ordinance, sir, is excludes all public gatherings of more than 4 people.
What?
Welcome to the city of Quincy, sir. City ordinance. Welcome to the city of Quincy, sir.
So 4 people or more can't be...
Correcto mondo. Correcto mondo.
What if they keep moving? What if there are 4 people walking down the street together?
That's different. You can't be stationary, sir. You can't be in stationary position more than 4 people, sir.
Has it ever been challenged in court? Sounds extremely unconstitutional.
Well, you're going to take that to the SGC, sir.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just telling you what the city ordinance says.
That's the most absurd thing I ever heard in my life.
This is Quincy, so it wouldn't shock me.
Okay.
Things got heated right from the get-go in this next one. It all began with a citizen educating a cop, telling him that he switched lanes 3 times without a blinker. And to that, the cop responded by drawing his weapon. I guess he didn't like being put in his place, so he had to assert his dominance by any means necessary. The cop was being rather aggressive. He wanted the man to have a seat, so he thought it was okay to put his hands on him. The man called him out for violating his rights and requested a supervisor after realizing that this cop wasn't being professional. But the cop just said that they didn't have a supervisor. Instead, he offered to give the man his card so that he could call and complain. The man still insisted to see this cop's chief, which is when the cop revealed that he was actually a senior officer, while acting all smug the whole time. After talking about all the sergeants that the cop could call, the man revealed to him that he is regularly holding cops accountable for their actions and told the cop once again what he did wrong. Instead of admitting it, the cop just asked for the man's license, registration, and proof of insurance.
Switched lanes 3 times without a blinker, and you went through a light without a blinker?
Okay.
Call your egg. Put that away. Look
Have
at
a
you.
seat. Have a seat. Don't get
Look
out of the
at
car.
you.
Come on. Come on, let's go.
I was pulling you up. Get your hands off me.
Let's have a seat.
Get your hands off of me.
Have a seat.
You have no right to violate my rights.
Okay.
You were the one that was violating laws. Don't touch my door.
Don't be
That's
mean.
my space.
It is, but I
This
want
is
you to
my
sit
private space.
in it. It is. Now sit in it.
You need to call your supervisor.
We don't have it. I'll give you my card. You can call and complain.
Okay, well, I want your chief down here.
Which one?
It all depends who's on right now. Okay,
I'm
so
not a
who's
local
on?
cop.
That's fine.
I'm the senior officer. working
Okay,
today.
but you have a CHP over here, right? You have an office? Okay, it's right around the corner. Can you ask
can
your
talk.
supervisor please to come down here?
We don't have one. Not today.
Okay, so who is your supervisor then?
Todd Thibodeau. He's our commander.
Who's your who is that? Supervisor in training, or I mean in office.
We have 3 sergeants. So Jeremy Dobler, Reggie Whitehead, and
I know Whitehead.
Yeah. Some of my sergeants.
That's
Call him,
one
complain.
That's one of my officers, friend of mine.
He's a sergeant.
I do. Okay,
Have a seat.
this is what I do on a regular. I keep you guys accountable.
Okay.
Okay.
You know why I stopped
So
you today?
I know why you stopped me,
The
but
registration's
do you know
expired.
why I didn't stop you back there, and why I hollered out?
Okay.
The reason why I hollered out was because you were illegally doing lane changes. You're pulling people over, and you actually didn't pull me over. I waved you over before I even
We're
pulled
good.
over.
I need to see your driver's license, registration, and insurance.
You can do the same thing then.
I don't work for you. I'm out here doing the.
You
enforcement
do
of
work
the
for
law.
me. Unfortunately, you're
Okay,
paid by
let's start.
our tax dollars.
I am.
And I
To
am
enforce
here
the
to
California
keep you
Vehicle
guys
Code.
accountable.
Good. Account for me in your car.
I have no problem standing right here.
I do.
I'm no threat
Have
to
a
you.
seat.
You came out of your vehicle with a
'Cause I don't
gun
know
in
what
your
you're
hand.
doing.
I hollered at you back there. You already know what I'm doing.
Well, now I didn't
I'm
have a seat.
keeping you accountable.
Well, let's start with driver's license, registration, insurance.
I don't have to give you anything.
When the cop refused to call one of his sergeants, the man called him a tyrant, and the cop admitted that he was, in fact, a tyrant. The man then expressed his surprise because of the way the cop was acting, even though he had 3 stripes on him. He then told him that the power really got into his head, and the cop, acting all smug, didn't even bother to deny it. Instead, he kept insisting that the man sit down. But as you can imagine, the man didn't want to do it. Then he asked the cop one more time for his supervisor, and this time the cop actually agreed to call one. He was trying to get this man to follow him, but the man said that he was feeling comfortable standing right there. After realizing that this man was a tough nut to crack, the cop finally agreed to call his supervisor. Just as he was about to do that, the man told him that he wanted to also file a complaint, but the cop told him that they didn't do that. The man then called him out for giving cops a bad rep. However, the cop didn't care about what the man was saying and asked him for his documents.
You need to call one of your supervisors.
You wanna talk
Do
to
you know
Reggie?
about Dooley's versus Hayes?
Don't care.
I know you don't. That's obvious. You're a tyrant.
Probably.
More than likely, yes.
I'll give you the same choice I give everybody else. If
How
your
long
stuff-
have you been here? You got 3 stripes on you?
Yeah.
And you're acting like that? Man,
like
the
what?
power has gone to your head, dude.
Probably. Have a seat.
No, thank you.
Okay. What would you like to do this evening?
Call your supervisor.
Come on back. Let's go.
Call your supervisor.
Yeah, I'm gonna. We're gonna come back here.
I'll be right here.
I'm not cranking my phone out when I'm standing on the traffic side. Come on. We'll stand over here. You can film and record all you want.
I'll stand right here.
All right. Which one do you want to talk to?
Whoever's on duty right now.
Nobody. Again, I'm the senior officer working today.
Okay, so you're the senior officer.
Yep. Who do you want to talk to? Or you want to come in tomorrow and complain?
That'd be fine too.
Okay. Driver's license,
But I need
registration, and insurance.
I needed a complaint form.
We don't do that.
Well, you guys do something.
Yeah, you come into our office and complain.
Do you realize that it's officers like you that give the rest of officers bad
We're all
names?
punks, dude. Get used to it. Driver's license, registration, and insurance. I don't care.
I'm not giving you anything else.
The man had enough of this cop's power trip and decided to invoke his Fifth Amendment right, which is when the cop completely lost it and tried to arrest him. The man didn't allow him to do that and asked the cop what was the lawful stop, and the cop told him it was expired registration. The man called him out on his lies and requested a supervisor once again because the cop was trying to illegally arrest him, but the cop just denied it and said that he was trying to detain him instead. The man then asked him about some laws, and the cop straight up said that he didn't care about laws. Well, on that we agree.
Silent from here on out. I invoke my Fifth Amendment
Turn around,
right.
put your hands behind
no,
your back.
thank you. Hey, that is.
Don't resist my
do
arrest.
this.
You just resisted
I'm
arrest.
not resisting arrest.
Then give me your stuff or
Do
put your
not
hands behind
do
your back.
this. Do
Turn
not
around.
do this,
Hands
sir.
on the car. You stepped it up, not me.
Sir,
You stepped it up,
I
not me.
moved my hand away from you reaching for me. I didn't touch you. I haven't
this is
touched
a lawful
you.
request. Turn around and place your hands behind your back.
What is the lawful stop?
Expired
The registration?
Yep.
You didn't even notice that until you came back around after I had already
Hey,
hollered
we can go
at
wherever
you.
we'd like to go. If I see
Call
a
one of
violation,
your supervisors.
let's
Seriously.
go back here and do it then. You're going to pull your arm
So
away
make-
from me? Let's follow
make
the
your
rules.
phone call.
We're going to do it over
Hey,
there.
you're the one who tried to place me under arrest. I have
No, I
video
wanna
of the whole
detain you.
thing. I'm sorry?
I want to detain you
For
because
what?
you're agitated and upset.
I'm not upset. I'm perfectly calm. I've leaned against my vehicle several times. You've actually
Don't play
come
the
over
game.
here.
It's
I'm
'cause
not
I'm
playing
supposed
any
to
game.
be.
You're violating my rights.
So let's go driver's license.
Do you know what
registration,
45
insurance.
USC 1983 is?
I don't care.
Okay, what is 18 or 45 USC? You know what? You took
You
an
don't
oath,
care
right?
either because you don't know it.
You took an oath, right?
I did. To defend and uphold the Constitution and support and defend it.
Absolutely.
Domestic and,
So what about the Fourth Amendment due process? Not only
Sure.
that,
We can talk about all of that if you like.
The cop then instructed the man on how he could make an official complaint, but the man called him out for breaking laws and vehicle codes. The cop wanted him to name one, but the man didn't want to look it up on his phone and instead just said that he was switching lanes without signaling and that he was also speeding, and the cop just told him to file a complaint. The cop then tried to lie about what happened, but the man called him out on that immediately. After realizing that this cop was just going to keep denying everything, he asked him to call his sergeant once again, and this time the cop actually called one.
why did you pull me over in the first place? You were going down that road down there at
Yeah.
that light until
You know
I
why?
hollered out, stop breaking the laws.
Stop breaking. Okay. Again, you can call and complain, come in and complain. They'll write me up if I did all those things and you have the evidence to support it. I'll get written up. Okay? That's how it works.
You're violating laws, though.
Sure.
Laws.
What ones?
Vehicle codes, okay?
Which one?
You're
Name it.
violating
Name
vehicle
one.
codes.
Name one.
I just told you what
Which
you were
one?
doing back there.
Name one.
I'm not going to look it up on my phone. You don't
No,
even
this
want to. You don't even
speeding,
want to pull your
unsafe
phone.
lanes.
You were unsafely switching lanes. You didn't signal on switching lanes. You were speeding well over 15 miles an hour over the speed limit.
What's the speed limit?
30 miles an hour right back there.
Okay. Are
You were doing at least
speeding with
45.
somebody else?
I know for a fact who I have. It was you.
Okay. Everything we do
I
is
saw
on
your
camera
face
and
before.
tracked. If that's
Cool, where's
the case,
the camera at?
it's up right by those red and blue lights.
Perfect. Awesome. Because
Okay.
I'm going to do a FOIA
Come in and
request for
complain.
that as well.
Come on in and complain. They know exactly how fast I'm going at all times. My vehicle's tracked. So if
Okay.
that's the case, they'll write me up. But let's
Perfect.
start from the beginning. I stopped you with those red and blue lights.
You stopped me. Hold on.
Okay.
No, hold on. Let's get the
No,
facts
you're
correct.
talking about
Excuse
semantics.
me. Can I speak?
Sure.
Before those lights came on, my hand was out the window doing this. Pull over, pull over.
And here we
That's
are.
called a citizen's arrest. That's called being
gosh.
pulled over.
Okay. So now here we
This
are.
ain't my first time.
I'm sure it's not. People whose first time don't talk to us like this.
I
They want to go
understand
on their
that.
merry way with their family. Not sit here
Exactly.
and
I'm
bullshit
not
with a
trying
cop.
to sit here and have my rights violated over you
Okay.
breaking laws.
Are
And then
you
you're
on
gonna
parole,
and then
probation,
you're
or
gonna
anything?
come over here about registration.
That's my
now
stuff,
you're
yeah.
gonna dig. Dude, you could fish all day. That's fine. I'm not giving you any information.
Okay, what would you like to do tonight? You
Call
tell
your
me.
officer or call your sergeant.
I already
Call-
offered to do that.
Let's
Which
do
one
it.
I want to talk to.
Who do you have available?
All three of their phone numbers are probably at home.
Whitehall's fine.
Reggie Whitehead?
Whitehead, yes.
What do you want to talk to him about?
About his officers being properly trained
You got
and
it.
being held accountable for their actions.
Let's see if he answers. Let's see if he answers. Hey, Sarge, how you doing?
Awesome, baby. What's up?
Hey, I got a guy here on the side of the road that would like to talk to you. Is that all right?
Hey, Sarge, Chris McDaniel here. I spoke with you probably about 6 months ago about holding officers accountable. And what happened was I was following behind one of your officers just past the park here in Jackson.
The man then proceeded to explain everything to the sergeant, who listened to everything the man had to say and then told him to file a complaint. Now, you would think that the call would humble this cop, but quite the opposite happened. He just grabbed the man by his hand and told him that he was resisting. Hopefully, this cop would at least be suspended, if not fired from the department for behaving like such a tyrant.
He was speeding, switching lanes without any kind of turn signals and took a light without any kind of turn signals. I hollered out the window, stop breaking the laws. Next thing I know, he's right behind me. I signal him to pull over. He flips on his red and whites and then pulls me over. Now he's requiring that I give him identification for a traffic stop that I personally initiated, that I asked him to pull over. Now we're doing this back and forth thing on the side of the road. You already know, I know what I'm talking about. We've already had this conversation before. I'm sure that we are not trying to have a bad interaction here. Your officer tried to place hands on me, 3 different accounts. I do have this on video, and I'm asking him to just leave me alone. He tried to place my hands behind my back. All I did was lift my hands up, including the camera in the other hand, and I have it all on camera. So what I'm asking him for is just to leave me alone, stop doing this illegal activity and misusing his power. I told him he was acting like a tyrant. He said, yeah, probably. So, Sarge, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want this kind of image for the department. And that's not what I'm trying to do for you either. All I'm doing is keeping your officers held accountable, and he wants to pull me over now, and we're now having a conversation on the side of the road.
So he just wanted to say his piece because he doesn't like what I'm doing. All right, I gave him my card, told him to come in and complain. Have a good night, Sarge.
All right, I will see you guys tomorrow then.
Cool. Let's start with driver's license, registration, and insurance.
I'm not going to do any of that, okay? All right, thank you. Have a night.
No,
Excuse
we're
me.
done.
Whoa.
You're done and you're detained.
Excuse me.
For ripping your hand away, that's resisting.
I didn't pull my hand. I lifted my hands up.
So now we're gonna do it.
Can you get a hold of Mima and Papa, please, and let them know that I'm being physically assaulted on the side of the road by one of the officers? Now, after you slammed,
we're done.
Sir, after you slammed my hand in my door, stop it.
Please
stop it.
We're done.
You're gonna crush my finger now? Don't do it.
Now you're resisting.
Don't do
me.
it.
Don't. You're taking
call
it up
your
here.
officer.
You just did.
You need to call. You didn't tell him what you're doing, though. You need to tell him what he's...
Let's be done. Let's come back here. I'm done with this.
I'm not going to fight with you, sir.
Let's go
We're not going to do this. You have my kids in the back of the car crying here.
Here we have a cop bullying a citizen, or at least trying to, and the citizen standing his ground and completely owning the cop instead. The cop told him that the bank manager complained about him, but when the man asked to see the video showing what exactly he did wrong, the cop just said that they don't have videos. The cop insisted that he was being very polite, but the man had a problem with him illegally detaining him. Everyone should. He actually used the word kidnapping because he wouldn't let him travel. The cop didn't deny it and told him that he was detaining him because he was investigating a possible crime. The man asked him to show him proof, but the cop tried to talk his way out of it.
I'm telling you exactly what she just told me.
I want to see where the one-way is. And where's the one-way, and I want to see the video.
They don't have videos.
Okay, well then you cannot convict me of a crime.
Can you let me talk? I'm being very polite and calm.
And I'm being irritated because you guys are preventing me. You guys are illegally detaining me right now. This is called kidnapping at the moment because you are not letting me travel from my area to continue with my life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is a violation of my constitutional rights.
We're detaining you in the investigation of a possible crime.
Okay, show me the proof.
That's why it's called an investigation, sir.
The man then told the cop that he didn't want to give him his ID because he hadn't committed any crime. The cop told him that he had to give him his ID because he was investigating a crime, but that he didn't want to push it. He then went on to tell the man that the bank manager told him that he admitted to driving on the wrong way, and they had a little argument at the parking lot. He also told him that the other person didn't want anything to be done, which is when the man smartly asked the cop if he was free to go, and the cop just said yes.
Finish talking, we'll get you on your way.
No, because you're trying to identify me and I haven't been convicted of a crime. I have not committed a crime either.
So legally...
No, not legally. This is not a stop and ID state. This is not a stop and ID state.
If we are investigating a crime, you are legally required to identify yourself.
No, I'm not.
You are. I'm not going to push it though, okay? So I'm just going to tell you what the bank manager told me because you told me to go talk to the bank manager, right?
I told you to go talk to the bank, yes.
And what did they...
And I told you to find the other individual that quote-unquote made this.
And another officer called and spoke with her.
Okay.
Okay? So let me talk.
Continue.
Is
Go
that
ahead.
Fine? The bank manager told me that you admitted to driving on the wrong way on a one-way. You two got into a little argument in the parking lot. The other person doesn't want anything done right now. So we're done.
Well, then, am I free to go?
Yes.
Then have a good day.